Okay, so what I have done is I have created a new project called as my project, right? And in that project I have created a new component called as home, right? All of you know how to create a new project in Angular, and all of you also know how to create a new component in that in the new project, right? In that component I have not done anything, so it is just a blank component, right? If you can see the HTML, it's plain and simple default HTML that comes after generating a new component. It's just saying home works, right? And in my app.component.html, as of now, what I have done is I have included its selector in uh, the app.component.html file, right? So at the end, what you see is homeworks. I have not implemented any routing, I have not done anything, right? So today's topic which we would be studying is reactive forms. Now what we have seen is that we have created a form, then we have created input fields in that form, we have created a save or submit button in that form, right? And for those input fields, what we have also done is we have implemented their binding using ng model, if you remember ng model correctly, right? So that's what we have done till now. Okay, now what we would also do is, so what we would be doing today is we would learn a different type of binding in forms, right? That is done using reactive forms. Again, what is binding? Binding means, in short, binding would mean displaying the components, displaying the values of the data members in your HTML, right? That is, say, a very crude definition of binding, but that is what it is, right? And we can also have two-way binding, that is from UI to the TS file. Okay, so let me start it that way. Now for using reactive forms, the very first thing that we need to do is we need to import a few modules, right? As you are aware that when we used forms, we imported forms module, right? For reactive forms we would import forms module, and we would also import reactive forms module from @angular/forms, right? Once imported, I'll add it in the imports array. So I would use forms module, and I would also import reactive forms module, right? So that is the very first step that you need to do. What is that first step? First step is we import a forms module and reactive forms module from Angular forms, and then we add it in the imports array. That is the first thing which we need to do. Then in whichever component we need to use those forms, we'll go into the TS file of that component, and here what I would do is I would import a few classes. First is form group, right? Please note that in form group, or the second class which is form control, right? Again from Angular/forms, what we are doing is we are having F and G capital, and in form control we are having F and C capital. These are few common mistakes which we do, so I am stressing on that, right? So I am saying import form group and form control from Angular forms. That's what I am doing, right? Now what we'll do is we'll try to create a very simple say movies form. That's what we would try to do, right? And that form would have say two input fields. One is the name of the movie, and second one is you can simply say the budget, right? So I am having these two fields, I should be having these two fields in my form, right? So how I am going to do that is, right, I'll create a data member, I'll call it movies form, right, equals to new form group, right? Now what I am doing here is what I am doing is I am simply creating a data member whose name is movies form, right? You can give any name that you want to this. And what I am doing is this movies form, it is an object of type form group, right? Then inside this, right, we would be creating the form controls. Now, what are form controls? Form controls are the controls which we bind to the input fields, right? So, first form control which I would give is name, right, which would be similar to the movie name, right? And I say new form control, right? And second, I give budget. Again, I say new form control. Right, now a few things to note in this, right? The very first thing is that I am creating an object of form group, right? And an object of form group, what does it accept as a parameter? It accepts a JSON as a parameter, right? Now this JSON has the form controls in the form of key value pairs, right? What is the key? Key is the name of the input field which you would be binding, right? And what is the value part? Value part is again an object of form control, right? You'll understand this gradually, right? Now the next thing which I would do is, right, I would create in my HTML file, what I would do is I would create a form, right? So I say a simple form tag, right? Now in my form, right, I use a directive form group equals to, and I'll copy the name of my form which is movies form, right, which is an object of form group, right, and I'll add it as an attribute here. So I am saying I am creating a form, right, and in it I am adding an attribute form group, right? Now inside form, what do we have? We have input fields, right? So I am just giving a sample div tag. Inside that I am giving a label tag, right? Inside label I am simply saying name, right, and then I'll give an input tag, right? Input name type would be text, right? And what I would give is I would add another attribute which is form control name. Again, C and N are capital in form control name, right? And inside this form control name, what I would do is I would copy this key which is form control, which is an object of form control, and I'll paste it here, right? That is what I am doing. I am doing this so that I should be able to bind the form values, right? Then I am creating another label. This would be for budget, right, and I will be creating another input field, right? Again type equals to text, and again I am saying form control name equals to, right, and what would I say? I would say budget, right? Where is this budget, or where is this thing coming from? This thing is coming from the name of this form control which you have created here, right? This is simple way of binding it, right? Next I am creating again a div. Inside this div I am creating a button, right, and I would say submit, right, and I would use an event called as ng submit, right, and on ng submit I would call some function. I would say save movie, right, and this save movie, what is it? It is simply a function, right? So what I would do is I would create a function save movie, right, and inside this save movie what I would do is I would simply say console.log this dot movies form dot value. Right, I'll save all my files. Right, this is similar to your click handler. Right, now let's see if we are able to see that form. So we are able to see that form. This is the label which I have given name. This is another label which I have given budget. Right, I would also open my console because we have given console.log. Right, so on clicking submit, we would only be able to see the values in our console. Right, I'll give some name of the movie ABCD. Right, I'll give some budget, say 234. Right, and I'll click on submit. Right, nothing happened. Right, so what we can also do is we can have, instead of ng submit, right, I can simply use click handler here, and I would say type equals to submit. Right, so I have a button. In my button, I am giving it type as submit, and I am having a click handler. You all are aware of the click handler. What it does is, when we click on this button, this particular function would be called. Let's see if it works. Right, again I give some name ABCDE and budget 12. Right, I click on submit. Now as you can see, what we are getting is, we are directly getting a JSON. Right, and in that JSON we are having two keys. One is name, another one is budget. Right, what you can also do is, you can create a service. Inside that service you can create a function which would be, say, add movie, and you can pass this data, right, to your server via some post request. Right, that is what you can do. So that is what a reactive form is. Right, so what essentially reactive form is doing is, it is just another way of binding your forms to your data members. Right, so we would just repeat what we have done. Right, we have, the very first thing which we have done is, to use reactive forms, we need to import these two modules. One is forms module, another one is reactive forms module from Angular forms. Right, then we would add them in the imports array. Right, this reactive forms module is important because if you do not import it, you will not be able to use your form group and form control. Let us check that out as well. Right, let me remove it from here. Right, and let's see what happens. No error. And why is it not giving any error? Okay, as you can see the error here. Right, so what it says is, cannot bind to form group since it is not a known property of the form. Right, so it is giving you an error. Why is this giving you an error? It is giving you an error because we have not imported the reactive forms module. Right, so what I would do is, I would again do a Control Z, I would save, and let's see if that error goes. So it says compiled successfully. Right, okay, so again, what is the first step? First step is, we import forms module, we import reactive forms module from @angular/forms. Then we add them in the imports array. Then in whichever component we have to use, what we would do is, I would import a form group and I would import a form control from @angular/forms. That is what I would do. Then what I would do is, I would create an object of form group class. Please note that form group class accepts, or the constructor of form group class, it accepts a JSON as a parameter. Inside that JSON, what you do is, you provide the names which you would be binding to your input fields. Right, so the first field is name, second field is budget. Right, and I am saying a name, and I am binding it, or its value part is an object of form control, again budget, again an object of form control, right? So essentially what you can blindly say is form control is nothing but the binding which you provide to your HTML input fields, right? Then what we do is we create a form in our HTML, right? In that form tag we use this directive, or I would say an attribute, which is called as form group. Again note that F is small and G is capital, right? And we give the name of the form, which is movies form, right? What is this movies form? It is the name of the form group object which we have created. Then what I do, right? This div and label, they are fine, just names given to the input fields, right? Then whichever input field I create, right? For that input field, how am I binding? I am binding it using another directive or using another attribute, which is form control name, right? So for the first field, I am binding it to the form control name, right? Which I get from this name, which is the key, right? And an object of form control type, right? And to the second field, I am binding budget. So I am giving again the form control name as budget, right? Then I create a button, right? I give type as submit. This type equals to submit is important because this would ensure that if you press an enter in your using your keyboard, you will also be able to, I mean, it would also take or it would say emit the click event, right? See, if you can see, I am just pressing enter here, right? And I am getting something here, right? That's what I am doing. See, if I press enter, I get something. Okay. Now, what I have done is that in this button, I have a click handler, and for this click handler, against this click handler, right? Save movie is the function which I am calling, right? So for this click event, this function save movie would be called, right? And inside my save movie, what I am doing is I am just printing this form value. How am I doing that? I am simply saying console.log this dot movies form dot value. That is what I am doing here, right? So what happens is that if I give some name, right, and if I add some budget, right, and if I click on submit, what I get is all the values of all the fields of that form, right? They are enclosed inside a JSON, right? And the name or the keys which you provide in that JSON in this form group, right? They become the keys in your JSON, right? Or your output value, right? If you remember, when we had to use or when we used ng model, we had to create an object, and inside that object we had to specifically add different keys and then provide values to it, right? Instead, this is a shorter and a simpler way of doing the things, right? This thing surely in the long run reduces a lot of complexity, right? It reduces a lot of complexity, right? One more important thing which we can have in this is, like, we can give some placeholder to this, right? Let's say I give the movie name as DDLJ, right? And let's say I give budget as 12, right? And I save this. So if you can see, right, whenever my page is loaded, by default some value comes in this, right? So this value, from where is it coming? This is coming from this place, right? So these are just placeholders, right? Or the values which are by default assigned to your form controls in this form. Okay, right? Now what you can also do is, right, you can also add some form validations in this, right? So for that, what I need to do is I'll also import validators from Angular Forms, right? So what there are three classes which I have imported. First one is form group, second one is form control, and third is the validators, right? Now how would I be using validators? I would give a comma here, Now validation is like, say it's a little logical part. By logical, what I mean is a movie should always have a name, right? It might not have a budget, right? But it will always have a name, right? So what I would do is in my form control, right? In the second parameter, right? I would add a validator in this. So here I would say validators dot required, right? So required means this particular field which is name, it becomes a compulsory field. It becomes a compulsory field, right? And for this validation to work, what I would do is I would use another attribute. I would say disabled equals to, right? And I would say not of movies form dot valid. What it means is that if my movies form is not valid, right, this button would stay disabled. That is what it means. Now let's have a look. Okay, right. So instead of not, I would simply say movies form dot valid. So if this button would only be enabled if my form is valid. Now what is the rule for validation? Rule for validation is that this name field, right, it should be a compulsory field, right? So unless I have some value in that field, right, it will not be displayed. Now in this particular case, 1 minute, it is not of valid, right? Now in this particular case, right, if you see, right, I have some pre-populated values in this, right? So if I remove this, right, you will not be able to click, right? And if I give some if I type in any character, this field, it would become, or this button would become active, right? So how did I put my validation? I've put my validation in this way, right? I'm having in my button, right, I'm having a directive or an attribute disabled, right? And in it, what I am saying is if my movies form is not valid, right, I am using this not operator here. So if my movies form is not valid, right, this button should be disabled. That is what I am trying to do, right? And how would Angular understand whether it is valid or not? So on a field level, what I would do is I would add whatever the validation we want to add in this field, right? So that is what, this is the validation which I am using, which is the required validation, right? Right. So if I remove this, right, this button is not clickable, and as soon as I start typing in this button becomes, or this button enables itself and you'll be able to click it.